Nice recording. Perfect. Okay, so I have a question for you. In 1 minute, name a person within the black tech community you admire. Can be living or deceased, and why?
Great. Well, I'm going to have to select a Googler. Her name is Marion Croak. At Google, she is a VP of engineering, more specifically in responsible AI and human-centered technology. Marion is an invent in the National Inventors of Hall of Fame. She has several patents, but she is most well known for her work in voice over internet protocol technology. She is just a beautiful person inside and out, and a phenomenal leader who's also committed to tech equity and bringing new innovation to tech. And so I think she would have to be the person that I most admire.
Oh my goodness, I know that was so easy because I would have seen the same person too because I know Mariam. She's amazing. Now, question two. You then begin your career in tech. What motivated your transition from international development to tech and marketing? And how has your background influenced your work at Google?
Great question. So you're right. I didn't begin my career in tech. I actually began my career in international development. I served in the Peace Corps and had the opportunity to work for a few foundations: the Clinton Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the Sheryl Sandberg and David Goldberg Foundation, also known as Lean In. And then I worked for a few organizations such as World Vision International, UN World Food Program. And then I decided I wanted to go to business school. And I wanted to go to business school because I wanted to diversify my skill set. I wanted to allow myself to be marketable to different industries. I was interested in social impact and public-private partnerships. But when I got to business school, I had to look at what industry. And so, of course, there's a plethora of industries you could explore: finance, consulting, consumer goods. But I wanted to work in an industry that I thought was going to be innovative, that was going to accelerate change for the good in our community, that was going to touch the lives of many people. And there was an opportunity to do some real good. And of course, technology made sense for me. And so I graduated, entered into a role into Microsoft, and then had this beautiful opportunity to come to Google to lead Tech Equity Collective. And so this is a part of Google's commitment to the economic empowerment of all and building not just for everyone, but building with everyone. And so at Tech Equity Collective, I'm able to bring in my marketing skills that I developed in business school, and after I'm able to bring in my program design and program management skills. I'm able to bring in my passion for overlooked communities, and I'm able to just like bring it all together so that the team and I can produce programming and partnerships and marketing experiences that really do help to build tech equity.
I really love that answer. And I feel like when you talk about Tech Equity Collective, when I saw the program itself, I was like, we need this for our community because it's so lacking. So if you're listening, please go check out Tech Equity Collective today. Now, I have another question for you. As the leader of TEC, which is Tech Equity Collective, share with our audience some of the key programs of the Google initiative.
Yes. So at Tech Equity Collective, we try to say that we do three things. We do community building, we do career coaching, and we do convening. And so in community building, we really want to bring together a community of people who are committed to innovation, committed to using their minds to do really great and impactful things. Too often, a lot of people walk into rooms in tech and they feel like they're the only. And so we want to really to work against that. We want to make sure that when you walk into a room, you feel that you have a connection, or there's someone with a lived experience, or someone who can relate, or someone you can have that tech talk with. And so we do community building through a few of all of our programs. It's interwoven between what we do. But one of the programs I can talk most about is Black Genius Academy, which is a career exploration app that allows people to explore different careers in the tech industry, more specifically technical careers. So software engineering, UX design, cybersecurity. And so in this, people get have the opportunity to explore through different modules what's required of them to be a software engineer, what education pathways, what should I be studying, what skills should I be building, what kind of companies are hiring, what are they looking for, how do I grow, what's the salary, and what's the roadmap to get me to being just a software engineer to a great engineer. But a part of that is a lot of community building. So there's a lot of people who this is their first introduction to technical careers,
Mhm.
and so therefore they are having conversations with their coaches as well with others, and they feel like they're a part of something. And so that's the first part. And then we focus on career coaching. And so our career coaching is what we call tech prep. And so tech prep is a career coaching program that is designed for people who have gone and gotten and built the skills that they need. So whether they've done a formal 4-year university program or they've done a skills building boot camp, they are ready to start their careers. And so we want to make sure that we're giving them the coaching so that they have the confidence to step up and apply, so that they can master their interviews, both behavioral as well as technical, so that they can also put forth the best cover letter and resume. And so they understand, we're kind of like giving them the inside look on like how to secure that job, and giving them the coaching that they need. But again, there's community development or community building that's a part of that as well. And then a few other programs that we have is we have the Impact Fund, which is a $1 million commitment to organizations that are supporting the advancement of diverse innovation through skills building and reskilling and upskilling. And so that's really important to us. And so we're now in the second year of that. Other programs that we have, we believe in convening. We want to bringing people together, one, so that they feel that they have a community, but also bringing people together so that they can continue to exchange ideas and we can have pertinent conversations, so that we can continue to grow, amplify this work. And so some places that we've popped up at Afrotech, at a program such as Techsgiving. We've done some other non-tech related events, like going to Something in the Water, which is Pharrell's music festival. And then we're also at big Google moments. So Google I/O or Google Cloud Next. And so at Google I/O just in May, we brought 250 emerging Black developers to that experience so that they can be exposed to the world of Google and our technology, but also so that they can begin to see how this technology can help them in their own careers and to build. And so that was a really great experience. So again, it's really about community, coaching, and convening.
Amazing. And I'm just going to quote you again. Walk in a room, you feel like you have a connection. I love that. Now, I have another question for you. I know it's going to sound like I'm rushing you, but you're giving us the things we want to hear. So I'm loving this. So, with changing policies, laws, and opinion, discuss some of the challenges and opportunities you see with increasing diversity and inclusion spaces within the tech industry.
Yeah, I feel like this world is always going to be changing, right? We're always changing, the rules are changing. And Tech Equity Collective, we're going to change with the times. We are going to continue to support overlooked communities. We're going to continue to provide resources and information and access to the communities that need it the most so that they can continue to excel. So for us, we're staying true to our commitment for tech equity, and making sure that everyone has the opportunity to build products that are going to make an impactful change in the world. I think that the opportunity here is for people to double down on doing really good work. This is not the opportunity to take your foot off the gas. This is the opportunity to press forward, to continue to be curious about technology, to continue to grow your skills, to continue to build your community, build your network, continue to do great work. And so there's no one that can take away your ambition, that can take away your dream, that can take away your drive. And so even when you see the challenges that are being faced, it's actually, we as a people have just had we've had to press forward. We had to continue to work. And so unfortunately, this is no different than at times. And so you just keep pressing forward, you keep doing what it is that you want to do and overcoming obstacles and barriers. And so we're excited to be able to provide the educational resources and experiences and community that can give people the motivation and the audacity that they need to get this done.
Wow, I love that. So, how does Tech Equity Collective measure the impact of its initiative? And can you highlight just some of the successes you've had so far? I know I've seen so many, but just tell us.
Yeah, thank you. So when we're looking at like our reach, right? Just commonly like who's listening to our message, right? Like we've got a really strong message that's like explore the possibilities in tech. It's pretty simple, right? So we're looking at who's listening to that message. And then once we understand who's listening to it, who's actually taking that message and applying for our programs, right? And then we're looking at now that you've applied, that's great, but who's actively participating in our programs? And then who's completing our programs? And then once we look at that, who's now completing our programs and they've submitted an application to, maybe a boot camp, or they've submitted their application for internship or externship, who submitted their application for an entry-level role or a mid-level role, and then who's landing the job, right? We want to make sure that we are getting people into the tech industry. And so we recognize that it's a very long pipeline from people who are just hearing the message, and whether that be on social media or just subscribing to our newsletter at techequitycollective.com or going to our socials at Tech Equity Collective on Instagram, like slight plug, and then people who's showing up at an event. So I think, my team, there's no shortage of work in measuring this impact, right? And so we're looking at all these different entry points. So again, who's coming to our events, who's following us on social, who's downloading the newsletter, but who's applying for the programs, who's attending the programs, who's completing the programs, and then who's taking that, applying this, actually applying, and then landing the role or landing the opportunity. And so I think some of our successes is we've seen a lot of success from the Impact Fund, right? And so we wanted to decentralize funding and opportunity by making sure we're giving other organizations the opportunity to do great work in this community, not just us. So we've seen a lot of success with organizations that we've helped support, who have been doing this work. And so that's been exciting. In our tech prep program and our first cycle, we saw people who, didn't really, and again, measuring success is different because measuring success looks different for a lot of people. There's success in that person who, yes, I did tech prep, I did everything you told me, I landed the role, awesome. And then we had people who, came in a little bit more, not as confident in their abilities, but now they're like, hey, I feel more confident in myself and my ability to apply for a role. And we believe that that's success as well, right? People who said, I don't think that tech is for me. I don't know math. I don't know science. I can't do it. And now they're like, oh, wow, I think I can do it. Actually, I'm pretty excited about doing it. And now I'm in a boot camp and I'm learning more. Or I'm returning to school so that I can grow my skills. And so we see that as success as well. And so I'm biased, right? I do think that Tech Equity Collective is a very successful program in itself. But I think success looks, we measure success at very different points based off of our user or our audience.
Amazing. I love that. And I'm going to just continue the plug. Please follow Tech Equity Collective on all socials. And yeah, so last question for you. How can people get involved with Tech Equity Collective?
Yeah, so it's really easy. People ask this question all the time. So I'm going to say there's 3 audiences that we have. One, there are partners, thought leaders, organizations. We believe, that's why we use the word collective. We believe in doing this work with other industry partners, other organizations, other thought leaders, other people who committed to this. And so I would really encourage people to email us, techequitycollective@google.com, and to tell us that you're interested in partnering with us. Let's see how we can amplify each other's work, how we can really incubate new work or integrate into each other's work. Then there's an audience of what I'd call emerging emerging innovators, emerging developers, people who are actually in this space, I would encourage you all to go to blackgeniusacademy.com to apply to be what we call a Black Genius Academy advocate. And that's your opportunity to really mentor people who are new to this space. You can host a Ask Me Anything session. You can give feedback. You can provide coaching. And so that's one way that people can get involved in the Black Genius Academy. And then the other opportunity that we have is for those who I would call aspiring innovators and developers. So one, the easiest point for everybody is follow us on Instagram. That's where you're going to get up-to-date information about what we're doing, such as this partnership. You can go to our website, .com, and that's where you'll have more thorough information about our programs, what we're doing, where we're doing them at. And then that gives you the opportunity to also subscribe to our newsletter. And then you also, there you can learn about our different programs. Go to blackgeniusacademy.com if you are someone who is early in career, or if you know someone who's early in career and just wants to explore. We are going to be releasing in this later this summer, we're going to be releasing the application for tech prep. So I would encourage people to apply. And then also when you follow us, you'll hear about where we're popping up and what we're doing and how to meet us out in the streets, and other opportunities like this one. So yes, that's how you can get involved with us.
Wow. Thank you so much. It was so amazing to have you. And I can't wait for all our attendees to hear this and listen to this. So thank you so much.
Well, really, and I just want to just give you a huge kudos for the work that you're doing in this space, for this experience that you're offering everyone a part of Juneteenth. And I just want to say thank you again for including Tech Equity Collective and allowing us to share and amplify our message. So thank you.
Amazing. Okay, I'm going to end the
Hello?
Hello, hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Let me go ahead and see if I can present really quickly just to make sure everything's
Sure,
okay.
please.
Oh, okay. So, oh, okay. They want this from Google Slides. Okay, hang on. Sorry, I wasn't prepared to do this via the stream. My apologies for that. Let me go ahead and grab the presentation.
Do you see the present button?
I do, but I need to grab the
Oh, you have the Google
I'm
Slide.
is we're having trouble connecting to your Google account. They're having trouble connecting to my account. Let me do something. Hold on. Let me.
Sure, please. Yeah, take your time.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to. If I send you the slide deck, could you present it
Yeah,
for me?
sure.
Because we don't. It has to come from. It's an authentication issue. So let me go ahead and
Oh, okay.
download that. My apologies. Is everyone waiting for me now? Okay, let me go ahead
Yes.
and. Okay. All right. I'll just start talking. Hello. We're just getting things set up right now really quickly. My apologies. I have been under the weather and just kind of getting back to normal. And I'll be sharing this presentation with Madonna, and then we can actually get started. All right. I'm going to send it to you now, Madonna. It'll be coming from my personal account. So everyone, I'm just going to start talking about AI and how it can help you in your business. And but first, let me just send this. And again, I do apologize. And a bit of a
You're
fog
totally
here.
fine. I know when
Okay.
I sent the link there, it shows the Google Meet so people you can think it's the sign and it's the link.
Yeah. And the deck I'm sending you, just keep it. Please don't share it. It's a access issue thing in terms of Google and privacy. So just delete it when I send it to you if you could, and I can share PDFs of that deck when we're done. Okay, you should have it now. And do you have it, Madonna?
Yes, I do.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, if you could start the deck, please, that'd be great. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining today. Okay, I'm 4 minutes over, so let me continue with this. It's going to be a little challenging. I thought we were going to be on Google Meet, so I had everything set up in Google Meet, and I did not see the live stream, and I cannot share or present the deck that I really I wanted to. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on just for a second. And again, I can share it now. I did something here. Okay, I'm going to start presenting. Madonna, let me see if you can see the slideshow right now. Can you see that, Madonna?
Yes, I can. You did it.
Yes, I did it. The
I
fog
was
cleared.
like, amazing.
The fog cleared. Okay, so thank you, everyone. How can generative AI transform business? Right. So first, typical organizations are experiencing a lot of questions today. For example, how do I improve customer service? How do I get customer feedback? How do I improve revenue? How do I forecast sales? How do I upskill my employees on AI? How do I create a marketing plan? How do I develop a 5-year plan? How do I improve strategy? How do I improve operations? How do I reduce costs? And the questions go on and on. And so you ask yourself, well, do we hire consultants? Do we have enough budget? Can we hire already staff that's skilled? Can we outsource marketing? Can we outsource operations? So you have all these questions, you have all these challenges and issues, and then you have these questions of how you can, mitigate these challenges. Well, AI can help you with that. Marketing and customer engagement. How? Well, you can use AI-powered tools for targeted ads, personalized emails, chat box for customer service. You can also use AI for operations and efficiency. For example, inventory management, predicting sales trends, automating repetitive tasks. And you can also use it for creativity, which I know many of you probably have. Generate me a picture, an image of, you know, a chart, for example, or a marketing campaign. So you can also do things like that. But you can also do things that I think kind of don't really get talked about enough, and that is, how do you use it to upskill your staff or yourself? Excuse me. So, but first, let's get through some basics. What is AI and machine learning? And for example, like, how does it work? Well, you have two kinds of AI very quickly. You have machine learning, and then you have what is called deep learning. With machine learning, which is shown here, you're taking a lot of data, your existing sales data, you're putting it into a machine learning model, and you're saying, okay, hey, predict sales based on this existing training data. So when new sales data comes in, the model is going to be able to predict quite accurately what your sales are going to be, for example, for the next quarter. So that's an example of predictive AI. Well, generative AI has changed the game. It's completely different. How so? Well, with generative AI, you don't predict, you generate. And with predictive AI, you don't have to have a coding background. You don't have to have a machine learning background. You can actually go to Gemini or ChatGPT, and you can enter in a prompt down here, and you can just type in what you want. You can ask it questions. It is essentially a tool to help you with decision making. So for example, if you have a upset customer, you want to know how to deal with that. You can say, practice handling an upset customer. You can say, scenario, you are a customer service representative, for a company, and I'm having a problem. How do I address this kind of upset customer? And you can actually make it very specific. You can say, I'm a telecommunications company. Excuse me. So that's generative AI. You're not predicting something, although you can use it in a way. You're actually generating content. You're asking it to work for you, generate this content, summarize this huge document, create this code for me that I don't know how to code, but show me what it looks like so that I can give it to my coder. You're asking it to do all these different things, and actually it does. Another thing that you can do is for analytics. You can generate analytics for business. You can give it a file, and you can say, hey, I've got a file, make a chart and share insights. Well, how would you do that? You simply would upload the file here into Gemini, and it would start to analyze that file, and it would share some charts and graphs for you, for your insights. So that's quite a bit really fast. I think I've caught up now to my timing. So what are some helpful tips? Well, first thing, with AI, because it generates things, if you needed to create a chatbot that could provide 24/7 customer service and like answering common questions and handling simple tasks without any human intervention, like you just go to a chat box and you start chatting with it, well, it's not very difficult, right? There are companies that provide tools for that. But actually, if you have someone on staff who is in your IT department and maybe working in a little AI and ML, you can actually have that person go to Gemini or ChatGPT and say, hey, in this chat prompt that I have here, generate a chatbot that provides 24/7 customer service, answering common questions, and handling simple tasks without human intervention. And actually, it would do just that. And it would basically show you, excuse me, my apologies. It will show you code that looks like this. So this is an example of code generation here. I basically said to the chat, hey, I generate a chatbot that provides 24/7 customer service. And it said, yes, sure, here you are. Here's some Python code. Now, there are tools that are already developed that do this. But if you wanted to have everything in-house and you just wanted to have someone create something for you, they can actually use this code for those existing tools or use it in your own tool set. So it's called code generation. So there's a code. I didn't type anything. It typed everything for me. It basically generated code. So that's one example of using AI. Another one is actually using AI for customer feedback and sentiment analysis. So when you're in a business, you get feedback, right? You get feedback from many sources. You get feedback from social media, from surveys and reviews. And this really helps you understand your customer needs and how you can improve services. So let's take a quick look at how you can get some quick feedback without a lot of, coding. So what I have here is a prompt that says, give me the sentiment of these customers. Now, this assumes that I already have a little spreadsheet, right, that shows me my feedback. And I'm just going to go there right now. Okay. And here are my customers. I just have a sample of 5, right, because for our short demo here. There's John Smith, Jane Doe, Michael Johnson, Emily Davis, David Brown. They all have feedback. They all have ratings. Now I can kind of see which ones are positive and which ones are neutral. But what if I needed to what if I had 1,000 of these? What if I had 10,000 of these? I can put 1,000,000 tokens, if you will, words into Gemini and say, do something. So if I had 1,000 of these, I could probably put this into Gemini. I could just copy it and say, generate an analysis. And actually, it would do just that. And let me show you the results because of time constraints. Let me just show you the results of that analysis here. So I put in the prompt. I copied and pasted this spreadsheet here. And I'm going to show you again how I'm going to do that. So I copied this spreadsheet here. That is the spreadsheet that I just copied just now from my spreadsheet. I just copied it into the prompt. And you can do that. You can copy your sales data. You can copy anything from a spreadsheet into a prompt and ask it to analyze what you have just copied in. In this case, I've copied in feedback, and I'm just asking it to analyze it. And so it's going to go on and it's going to do its thing, but because of time constraints, it's already started. Oh, it's pretty quick. There you go. I wanted to actually, it didn't do my sentiments. I forgot to put sentiments. Show me the sentiments of these customers. Okay. And so when it does that, I'm going to switch back to my tile here and show what the results are here. And so when I ask it to do sentiments, which is over here on the right-hand side, it basically put in all the customer names, their ratings, and it added sentiments. And I asked it to put it into a table, and it did. And then I asked it, and then there's you can export this table into a spreadsheet, which you can then join with your existing customer feedback, and you'll have the ratings. That's one way of doing it, right? There's more of a production way of doing it, but if you're a small shop, you just want to see where your customer sentiments are very quickly, this is a great way to do it. If you have a larger shop, a larger company, and you want to see a more of a production type way of doing it, I do have that as well. And time permitting, we'll get to it. If not, I'll share it with Madonna and she can share it with you all. So feedback is important. All right, so now let's go on to the next one. 15 more minutes. You can also use AI in marketing. You can ask it to generate a marketing plan for example, my solar installation company. And it would do just that. So I'm going to type that in right now, generate a marketing plan for my solar installation company. All right, and I'm going to, so here's my slide saying that's what I'm going to do. Generate a marketing plan for my solar installation company. I'm going to go back to my prompt, which is right here, and say generate a marketing plan for my solar installation company. And it starts generating a plan for my solar installation company, right? And there is all these. Okay, so well, I really would like it to do slides, right? This is really nice, but I really want it to do like a presentation. And I'm going to ask it to create a slide deck with speaker notes for my marketing plan, because I really don't have time to do all of that. So I'm going to ask the model, this is a large language model, to actually help me. And it's done just that, right? Here's slide 1. Okay, harness the power of the sun, your solar marketing plan. It gives me the slide 2. It gives me the speaker notes. It gives me slide 2. It gives me, my brand, other things. And I also need some images. So I'm going to say generate some images for this presentation. Oops, I realized I haven't been sharing this tab. My apologies. Let me just do that again. Generate a marketing plan for my solar installation company. Okay, it's doing that. While it's doing that, I'm going to type in another prompt. Generate, because it didn't do slides, generate slides and speaker notes for my marketing plan. Okay, and so there's that marketing plan right there. And now I want speaker notes, as I said earlier, because I want everything just done for me. I really don't have time to figure out what slide 1 should look like, what slide 2 should look like, what slide 3 should look like. And there it is. It's generating my slides and speaker notes. Okay, and while it's doing that, I'm going to ask it to generate 2 images for my slide deck. Okay, so now let's see. Again, this is a large language model, and I'm using Gemini. And so it's doing everything, right? It's giving me the marketing plan. It's giving me my speaker notes. And now I'm asking it to generate text and images. I've only been asking this for about maybe less than 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops. Okay, and it's giving me a solar panel. I can ask it to do more, but I'm going to go back to our presentation. So that's there. I could have added, instead of a solar company, I could have been a company that sells telecommunication devices or consulting services, for example. You can also use it to predict sales and sales trends and optimize your inventory. So I can give it a file of my sales for the past 4 quarters and ask it to predict the next 4 quarters. And I do have an example of that, but time permitting, I'm just going to keep going because I have something else to share. I can also ask it, to identify patterns. If I have a very large data set, I can ask it to, show me how to do this. I can do it using, for example, Python. I can use other tools for analytics that are out there in the market. But it can also, if it's really large, it can also kind of tell me like the best approach depending on what my use cases are, whether I'm using just text or whether I'm using numbers or whether I'm using images or multimodal. And this is the piece I wanted to spend a little more time on today, because, GenAI has been out for about 1.5 years now, and people are using prompts to do all kinds of things, right? So you've already been using it to help you with many things. The things I've shared with you are just, prompt design and showing you how it can be used to sort of help you with your challenges or questions. If you didn't know that you could copy a spreadsheet into the prompt, well, now that you've learned that. But this is something that I'm really passionate about, particularly for business that are who may not have a technical staff or who may not have access to a lot of resources in terms of what is generative AI. And so this portion of the presentation is actually some tips and tricks to help you upskill your team. Excuse me. So, the only constant is change, and And technological evolution demands continuous learning. And that's exactly where we are right now. We are in the generative AI evolution, if you will. And we just have to continue to learn. And it's not very difficult. It's just understanding how to use the tool. So how can you bridge the AI skills gap within your workforce? Well, the first tip is to perform a skills gap analysis. You can actually use the model, Gemini or ChatGPT, to do that. You can ask it to create a survey that you give to your team. You can take that information from the survey that's in a spreadsheet, copy it into the model, and ask it to identify the gaps of all the people who filled out the survey. And you want to actually, and then once you've done that, you can actually use the model to tailor your learning paths based on the gaps from the survey. You can actually say, I want you to rank, but sort of bucket people into beginner, intermediate, or practitioner. And then lastly, you can develop pathways for these people to learn at their own pace based on where they are. So basically, you're meeting the learner where they are. So I have an example. So pretend, let's just say I'm still a solar company and I'm a small company, don't have a lot of people on staff. I have more people in the field, but I do need some Gen AI assistance because I want to be able to leverage this technology. So I want to upskill my team. And so the first thing that I want to do is develop a Gen AI levels matrix. Well, what does that mean? Well, I've already done this prompt and I'm just going to click on it here. And what this prompt is simple. It's saying, go down here, hold on. It gave me the very last prompt. Let me see if I can get my skill matrix one here. Oh, hold on, looks like it's giving me okay, I'll just do it by hand. All right, I'm gonna ask it to, oh, here it is. It came up, excuse me, it came up. It took a moment to come up, but it came up. So create 4 levels of technical knowledge for generative AI, put into a table. That's all I've written in. That's what this is when I talk about Gen AI skills matrix. It created 4 levels of technical knowledge: basic, applied practitioner, and developer. I could have asked it to do other things. And then I can export this into a sheet, right? A spreadsheet. All right. So I have my matrix. And then I say, well, I want a survey. Help me do that. And
Hello,
this prompt is
Doctor.
already written.
We
Yes.
cannot see your slide. Are you still sharing?
Oh, yeah.
I think it.
Oh, looks like
Yeah,
we dropped. Looks like it dropped. That's weird. Let me
yeah.
try.
We also have about 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm finishing up. So,
Pretty cool. Let me
yeah.
know.
Let me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, hold on just for a second. It just seemed to just have dropped. So let me. Okay. Hold on. There we go. All right. Okay. Can you see now? Madonna, can you see now? Yes, I can see that you can see now, right? Okay. Okay. So you create your survey. Madonna, I'm just going to keep talking. Hopefully people can still hear me. So you create your survey and you ask it to create a survey, and it does. And you take this information and you put it into a form and you give it to your team, and then they self-assess where they are. Okay. And then you ask the model to actually create the form. You ask it to create the training plan based on the form. So here's what the form looks like. I'm just going down the questions here. Okay. And at the end of the day, you're going to have a training plan and a pathway for your users. And then you can have a post-training assessment. where you look at the feedback to see about your training and your sentiments about the training. So I'm going to go back here. I know I'm almost done. If you want all the prompts that I've shown, they can be found in a GitHub repo that I have. And there's about 10 of them. And it just, all you do is copy paste the prompt into Gemini or ChatGPT, and you will get, you'll be able to actually design a training plan and give people a survey, see where they are, and help them learn generative AI based on what their needs are and where they are in their journey. And I'm going to end it at that. Any questions, please reach out to me here on LinkedIn. Happy to answer any questions. It was quite fast. I apologize for the initial slow start there, but hopefully you get a sense that you can actually use generative AI and prompt design for a number of things. And open for questions these last few minutes. Madonna?
Thank you so much, Dr. Gwendolyn. We don't have a lot of questions, but definitely we'll send them over once we get them. But we truly appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I catch you in a great time.